Chicago, like most big cities, has its fair share of unsolved crime. And in most of these cases, somebody saw or heard something. It could be a suspicious person, a car driving away from the scene, or simply overhearing somebody talking about the case. With your help, we can put these criminals behind bars where they belong. Here in Chicago, we have too many unsolved murders. We need your help. In these cases, the police department is only as strong as the citizens that get involved. Oftentimes, all the detectives need is a tip, a start. Somebody to call in and say, I saw something. Any little information that you know can be the impetus to solve the entire case. On tonight's episode, we'll be featuring the case of 49-year-old Aida Smith. On July 3rd, 2016, Aida Smith, a wonderful mother with a great personality, was asleep in her bed. During the night, two intruders broke in through her bedroom window. Aida woke up and was shot several times. Here's her story.
She was precious. She had long, beautiful hair, big eyes. She's beautiful. Everybody loved Aida. Aida had that personality, you just love. She was like sunshine.
You can always count on her. She was always there. She has one daughter, Kilana.
She was very loving. We always spent a lot of time together doing things.
Was very much a family person, spent a lot of times with her nieces and nephews.
She would always take us out to eat, like all the time. We'll go for breakfast, snack, lunch, dinner, shopping. That's pretty much how she was. She just took the kids and everybody out to do stuff all the time. My family, we all lived within blocks or two away from each other. So my aunt stayed down the street, my grandma stayed down the street. So we were always very close, and we took a lot of vacations together. We just did a lot of things together.
When they see TT coming, they know they can go to the store. She'll buy up the store all kind of candy and juice and all the sugar and everything they was not supposed to have.
Aida always wanted the best for me for some reason. When she goes shopping, it was crazy.
Aida was a hairstylist.
She used to do hair on the south side, southeast side of Chicago.
She was very good at that. She just had a niche for it, a niche for doing things with her hands.
People would wait in line just to get their hair and nails done by Aida.
She had a big clientele, very large clientele. And when she would do hair at home, everybody became friendly with everybody, knowing everybody, laughing, talking, bringing food, and having a good time sitting in the living room, waiting to get in the chair.
One thing I could say about my mom is I could always count on her. I could always depend on her, whether I was right or wrong. I never had to ever second guess her. She would always come if I called her.
She was somebody that always wanted to help, would give advice, very encouraging.
She's actually the most encouraging person in terms of my career, because I ended up quitting my job after I got out of high school to start my catering business. And she's the one that pushed me, and supported me with it the most out of my family, especially financially. Like, she's been invested in my food truck, my catering, kept everything, She's always been supportive, and that's where I got my cooking skills from. She cooks everything. My mom was a great cook. She could cook very, very well.
She would cook for anybody and everybody. If you came to her house, she'd cook you up a big meal.
She always had something for you. If she didn't, she would get up and, cook something for you.
She was a total lady. She was sweet.
I would always get texts from my mom, make sure you dress warm today, or be careful when you're driving to work today.
Somebody who was just a positive person, great role model, loved by her family and friends.
When the girls were little, I used to save money And once a year was our treat, the 3 girls. And we would always go to the walnut room right before Christmas. That was our treat. And Aida couldn't wait for that day, because we would eat at Marshall Fields, then we would go shopping, and we had a ball. We had a ball.
We were close family. Like I said, it was just 3 girls and my mom. And we wasn't talking because we got into an argument on the phone. I never got to, start another conversation with her. So she left here with us not talking, and I hate that.
On July 3rd, at approximately 3:30 a.m., the Harvey Dispatch Center received 911 calls of shots fired inside the residence located at 14717 Winchester. Our officers then entered the residence. They encountered Aida Smith on the floor near her bed with multiple gunshot wounds.
Have you been in an accident? Have you been the victim of discrimination or had your rights violated? Have you been injured? If so, the lawyers at Hale Law would love to talk to you. We offer a free consultation. Call me, Andy Hale, 312-870-6926. 312-870-6926. I look forward to talking with you about your case.
Ms. Smith was getting ready to celebrate the 4th of July holiday. Unfortunately, this incident occurred a day before, and certainly from the outpouring phone calls from Mrs. Smith's family, our family is certainly grieving and is hurt by her loss.
The day before I was at her house, I stayed for a few hours. I remember I was sitting on the couch and my mom was sitting at her dining room table, filing her nails, doing her nails. And we were just talking and reminiscing about things, and we just were enjoying each other's company. And then it got a little late and I had to drive back home, and I stayed quite a distance from her. I remember when I was at the door, kissing my mom, telling her I loved her, and then I left.
She was in the bed asleep and somebody broke in through her bedroom window.
Those suspects entered the window of the southeast bedroom near Ms. Smith. We believe at some point she was startled and awakened by them.
Whoever it was, they shot her. They shot her.
The companion of Ms. Smith. I fell asleep while watching a movie on the couch, at which time he heard a popping noise.
She had a bullet hole in the back of her head, and in her chest, and in her leg. They said pierced her heart and into her lungs, and that's what made her bleed out like that.
Out of concern for his companion, he went to the southeast bedroom and at the doorway encountered 2 suspects. Those suspects then shot the companion of Ms. Smith multiple times, which time he was able to run to the front door. We also believe that those suspects exited that same window that they entered. At approximately 3:30 a.m., our Harvey Police Department Dispatch Center received 911 calls of a shot fired inside the residence of 14717 Winchester here in Harvey, Illinois. They encountered a male subject at the front door where it appeared to be shot multiple times. Our officers then entered the residence in a search for possible suspects and/or victims. They encountered Aida Smith with multiple gunshot wounds.
I had just laid down. I wasn't in a deep sleep. So I did hear my phone ring, and I saw my dad's name, and I thought to myself, like, what does he want this late? It's not like him to call me that late in the night. So when I answered the phone, he just, started telling me, the incidents that had occurred. They were, trying to get him off the phone just to stabilize him and, work on him and everything.
I think it was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. My granddaughter was on the phone crying. She said, Granny, my daddy just called. Said somebody broke in the house and shot him and Mama.
My phone rang about 4 o'clock. I was tired, I was sleepy, and I thought it was my mom because my mom wakes up at the crack of dawn every day. And I didn't want to roll over. And I said, okay, she knew if I don't answer, I call her when I'm getting up, getting ready for work, because this is our routine. And she just kept calling. So I said, let me see what this woman wants. I said, hello. She said, Loretta. I said, what, Mama? I'm sleeping. I said, Mom, I'll call you back. She said, Aida been shot. I'm like, what? And she said, Aida has been shot. I said, what do you mean she been shot? What happened? What's wrong? Where's she at?
My cousin called me. She called me and just told me that she needed to talk to me, and I just was like, you know, why? Like, what do you mean? She came to where I was. My uncle got shot. That was the first thing she said. I like literally completely fainted. By that time, she didn't even tell me about my aunt yet. I didn't even find that out until I got in the car.
I couldn't believe she's not my sister, not my TT, not my sister. She said, we tried. She said, but she had lost so much blood. And I just left because I couldn't see her no more. She was gone.
On July 3rd, 2016, at approximately 3:30 a.m., the Harvey Police Department received a dispatch call of shots fired inside the residence located at 14717 Winchester. Upon entering that residence, our officers located our victim, who was later identified as Aida Smith.
I keep trying to piece it together, you know. You turn on the news and you see and you hear about all this so crazy stuff, but not to hit home.
It's definitely a pain that I've never ever experienced before. It's something I'm still struggling with. I'm probably gonna be struggling with it for some time.
I honestly just got hysterical. I just really couldn't believe it that somebody would even violate her like that, you know, in her own home. I just cried, like I don't wish that on anyone.
Why? Who would do this? That's the last memory that I have of my daughter laying in that bed, looking at her with them bullets in her.
The area where this incident took place is a residential area. The intersection is 147th and Winchester, 147 being one of our main thoroughfares. On the corner is a barber shop, and mid-block there is a daycare center attached to a church. Our investigators conducted a canvass of the area and observed some surveillance in the area. One surveillance at approximately 3:25 showed a male subject running southbound with what appeared to be a white t-shirt covering his face. A second subject at 3:24 was seen running east with all dark clothing on. From the stature of these individuals, we believe them to be male subjects.
Nothing like this ever happened to my family. I've never experienced anything even similar to it, you know, it's so close. She's just such a hardworking woman, you know, and that's where I get, you know, my qualities from. And she's always that person I can kind of go to and talk to. It bothers me a lot because sometimes I feel like I don't have nothing to go on anymore. Like, she raised me, you know, like she raised me as her daughter.
My daughter, my 17-year-old, she's like going through it now because she missing TT. But now she talk about a lot, you know, saying that she miss her and when the police gonna find out who did this.
Every day is just a struggle. I really just, you know, I try to keep busy. I just try to keep my mind preoccupied. I just honestly can't even believe it, like I'm still in shock, you know? I can't believe I can't talk to her, you know, go shopping with her and do things that we always did.
I have a hard time sleeping, of course. I had a couple of friends that I had met in the Corvette Club. They put their arms around me. It helped a lot.
You know, I could call her and talk to her and about it, you know, what's going on, how I'm feeling, if something happened, and I don't have that now.
I just can't help but to think of what happened to her and how I had to see her and going to identify her in a morgue, you know. I didn't get to potentially say bye, you know. Sometimes when you have a parent that is ill, you have that opportunity to say goodbye. I didn't get that opportunity at all.
I found myself a lot, especially when last summer, going to the cemetery a lot. I'll take a blanket out there and I'll lay on the ground with her and talk. I know Titi gone, but it's to, you know, really grasp her, and it's going on a year, but I still can't, you know, she was everything to me.
I'm just struggling with life in general, just even trying to uphold my business. My business is suffering majorly because I'm not really in it emotionally anymore, because I don't have a passion for cooking anymore. Like, I just feel like a big chunk of my heart was just taken away, and the only thing is really keeping me humble is the fact that I have a 3-year-old, you know, and I don't have no other choice but to try every day.
You're asking yourself why, and I thought I was going crazy.
We were unable to identify exactly who these individuals were. And at this point, we're asking you to assist that family in closure for Ms. Smith.
Have you been in an accident? Have you been the victim of discrimination or had your rights violated? Have you been injured? If so, the lawyers at Hale Law would love to talk to you. We offer a free consultation. Call me, Andy Hale, 312-870-6926. 312-870-6926. I look forward to talking with you about your case.
On July 3rd, 2016, at approximately 3:30 a.m., the Harvey Police Department received a dispatch call of shots fired inside the residence located at 14717 Winchester. Upon entering that residence, our officers located our victim, who was later identified as Aida Smith.
You don't know what was took from me and my children and my mom and my niece. You heard somebody, just a stranger to you, but that's a part of our lives. You know, she was, you know, the middle thing for everybody, the strength for everybody.
She was so young, you know, and she meant so much to so many people. No one deserves to leave their family like that.
I want them to actually put themselves in my shoes, and that could have possibly been their mom, you know, that could have possibly been their parents' home.
I would want them to contact the police. I really would. No one should feel this. This is horrible.
Think about how you would feel. You would want somebody to help you, no matter you know who did it, your close family member, but you'll be helping somebody else. She's not at peace. She knows that it's the person who took her from us is still out there.
Do the right thing. We need to know what's happened. At least that'd be the simplest thing for us to have closure, to know what happened. We don't know anything. Nobody should have to live like that.
I would say to that person that you should turn yourself in, because, you know, I don't know what their circumstance is or how their life is, but if someone did that to your mother, you know, what would you think?
If there's anyone out there, please come forward and call the police station, please. Please do this here.
The things I've learned and heard about Ms. Smith has even affected me. No one should have to live without their mom, without their daughter, under these circumstances. It would be a real justice to the Smith family if you knew anything about this case that can assist the Harvey Police Department in bringing justice to their family. I urge you, I beg you to call us. I can assure you she was a great mother, she was a great daughter, a great sister, a great auntie. And at this point, we're asking you to assist that family in closure for Ms. Smith.
Just turn yourself in and do the right thing. What you did was so wrong, and you know it was wrong. And if you got a conscience, you was man enough to take my sister out, then be a man to stand up to what you did. You can't bring my sister back, but you can give my niece a piece, my mama a piece, myself, my sister, my daughter. Give us a piece.
I want to ask him why. How could you shoot a woman in the bed and that many times?
That's her mother, is her everything. Like, she's completely lost now. She don't know what's going on. Like, nobody should have to live like that, you know? And I understand it's gonna take a lot of time for her to get herself together, but at least for her to have closure for this situation, to know, you know, I know who did this, they're in jail or whatever, you know? She don't have anything.
You know, I just hope that, you know, at the end of the day, me and my family get some type of justice. Justice for myself, justice for my family, you know, just justice for my mom. And this is something that possibly for the rest of my life, you know, I'll cope with it, but I'll never get over this.
We suffered enough. And I think it's time the person who did this come forward, or you can help my family. Give us some kind of closure.
The Harvey Police Department has established a tip line at 708-331-3121. If you have any information that would assist us in bringing justice to the Smith family, I urge you to call us at 708-331-3121, and you can remain anonymous if you wish.
I have to live the rest of my life without my mom for no reason, honestly, no reason at all.
But you just don't understand that pain. You don't understand that pain.
The cases featured on tonight's episode remain unsolved, and we need your help. If you have any information on tonight's episode or any of the cases featured on the show, please give the detectives a call. We need our communities to come together so we can take back our streets and make our neighborhoods safe again.